Starting a new chapter today on this Monday. We're glad you're back with us for a mini message, and we're picking up in Genesis 35. I just want to look at verse 1 for a few minutes today. Now remember, this is all happening in response to what happened in Genesis 34. So if you're picking up and haven't listened to the mini messages from chapter 34, I really recommend you roll back and listen to those because it's really going to inform you here. It says, "Then God said to Jacob, get ready and move to Bethel and settle there. Build an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau." Now, this whole incident in Shechem of what we saw in chapter 34 happened because Jacob didn't go where he was supposed to go. God had told him to return to Bethel, but he said, nope, going to go to Shechem instead. He was disobedient, and now finally he's going to go where God has told him he needs to go. And so he needed to separate from this worldliness, separate from this people. He had to go where God wanted him to be. Now, Genesis 34 doesn't mention God one time. Genesis 35 mentions God on multiple occasions. It mentions God more than 10 times, and then 11 more times in names like Bethel and Israel. Whenever you see in the Old Testament, you see the letters L-E-L onto the name of an individual or onto the name of a place. Generally, that includes the name of God because the God was known by his personal name as Yahweh, but the more generic name, like when we just say in our language, we say God in Hebrew, that's the name Elohim. And so anytime you see El tagged on with Bethel or Israel or anything like that, that's including God's name in that person's name or in that place's name. So Jacob here finally goes and he makes an altar to God. He finally goes back to where he's supposed to be. So that is so important. And Jacob is looking back on his walk with God, his first meeting with God at Bethel. And that was a high point. Here he's at a low point, right? This is after his sons have killed all of these people, after the rape of his daughter. It's after his sons had looted this city. It's after he now feels threatened by these neighbors. See, Jacob finds himself in a difficult spot, and God speaks to him. This is the first time that God has spoken to him that we know of since Genesis 31. So God hasn't talked to him in a while. He's been here around Shechem for several years. And he finally, after everything has crashed in, the rape of his daughter, the disobedience of his sons, the murder that was committed, the plunder that was committed, now the threats from all these other people, it was brutal stuff. And he finally was ready to listen to God. It's amazing how sometimes we got to hit rock bottom before we're ready to listen to God. I think that's true for all of us. But let's not imitate Jacob in this. Be ready to listen to God every day in every moment of your life. See you tomorrow.